years of service to Shepherd.
That's Sugar Land, and it happens. Yes, flooding happens in our area, unfortunately, but we are fortunate, blessed to have folks in the Federal Emergency Management Agency who can assist us. Today on AM Minnesota, we're going to find out how, with just a little over a week until the deadline, you can register, if you have not yet, for federal disaster aid. I have with me by a telephone Media Relations Specialist with the Federal Emergency Management Agency, Carmen Rodriguez. Good morning, Carmen.
Good morning, and thank you very much to KDHL Radio for this great opportunity.
Yeah, fantastic. Now, you're in Bloomington. Maybe you can explain. You're at there's an office up there that FEMA has, right?
Yes, we have an office here, but it's not a disaster recovery center. It's an administration office. And from here, we manage all the information that we're going to send to the community in order to inform what FEMA is doing, how to register for assistance, the registration deadline, and the location of all the FEMA disaster recovery centers that we have at this moment in only 2 counties in Minnesota.
Oh, you're down to 2 counties.
Yeah, we have 2 counties. We consolidate the services that we are providing to the community. The first county where we have a disaster recovery center is in Waseca Public Safety Center. That is in the 303 South State Street. And other disaster recovery center is in North Bridge Mall, that is located in the 2510 Bridge Avenue. That is the former location for the Country Soul Food and Western Market, and that's in the Albert Lee. That's Albert Lee. I repeat, North Bridge Mall, 2510 Bridge Avenue.
So, if you're from Hennepin County, you need to go to Waseca? Is that how that works?
Well, if you are from Hennepin County and you would like to speak face-to-face with a FEMA representative, you need to go to Waseca or to Albert Lee. But if you would like to speak by phone with the FEMA officials, we have the FEMA hotline open. That is the 1-800-621-3362. Repeat, 1-800-621-3362. And you can have the same information that you can get in the Disaster Recovery Center by phone.
Operators, including multilingual ones, are available from 6 in the morning till 10 in the evening. As I understand it, that's 7 days a week. Is that right, Carmen?
Yeah, the FEMA helpline is available 7 days a week, but the disaster recovery centers in Waseca and Albert Lee are open from 9 a.m. through 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday, and are closed on Sundays.
Okay. We're going to get some more details about what you need, and I recommended earlier, and correct me if I'm wrong, Carmen, but anybody, I don't care how much loss that you had, should register for this, right?
That is correct. Anyone who suffered damage from this on the storms that happened on September 2016, that was from September 21st through September 24, may register for federal disaster assistance, even if they already received assistance from Red Cross or any other voluntary agency.
Yeah.
Even if they receive assistance from the insurance, probably FEMA can help you with those things that the insurance didn't cover.
Right, and that's what I was saying to a friend of mine here in town earlier, that, did everything get covered by insurance? And he said no, and I said, well, then you need to register with the Federal Emergency Management Agency. We're going to get some more details. Carmen knows that I was a little bit concerned because I called the other day. She's dropped off a very nice information packet involving FEMA and what they need when you apply. And one of the items on there I was a bit concerned about. We're going to touch on that when AM Minnesota continues. I suppose I'll just leave it up in the air there, and you can find out what I was concerned about if you stay tuned.
Yes.
How's that for a teaser, Carmen?
Yeah.
Don't hang up, okay?
I will not.
I'm going to take a few-minute break, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to visit more with Carmen Rodriguez, Media Relations Specialist with the Federal Emergency Management Agency. She's up from Florida helping out. How's that? Coming to Minnesota in January from Florida. Let's get our opening market report.
I'm John.
Good morning. Joining us via telephone from the Twin Cities. She's got to do some work today. We've got Carmen Rodriguez with us. This isn't work, right, Carmen?
I'm sorry?
I said this isn't work. Visiting with me on the telephone is not work. Really?
Well, I don't understand what you're saying.
Yeah, that's okay.
I'm sorry.
Anyway,
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Carmen Rodriguez is a media relations specialist with the Federal Emergency Management Agency, and she is going to give us some more details about how we can register for federal disaster aid. The deadline is Monday, January 30th at 10 at night, right?
Yes, it's January 30th. And it's very important for the residents that were affected by the September storms and flooding in Blue Earth, Freeborn, Hennepin, LeSure, Rice, Steele, and Waseca counties to register for federal disaster assistance. Even if they need to register, even if they already made repairs to their home, even if the insurance already paid a part of the damages in your home that was damaged, even if you are aware about the damages now, probably people doesn't saw the damages on their home and they notice that, oh my God, this part of my house was damaged now. What should I do? Call FEMA. Also, if you think that you have a lot of income in your house that you will not be going to be able to get assistance from FEMA, call us. Each case is different, and we need to evaluate every family one by one.
Yeah.
And yes, and also if a person asks for assistance, already receive assistance from the Red Cross, from the Salvation Army, or other voluntary agencies, and they report the damages to the Red Cross or the county or the state, they need to register with FEMA because the county, the state, or the voluntary agencies did not transfer that registration to FEMA. They need to call again. Call FEMA again. Tell us what happened, and you may be eligible for additional assistance if you qualify.
Yeah, you don't know unless you call, and the number is 800-621-3362.
Yes, that's the number.
You can go online, too, disasterassistance.gov, that's G-O-V. Disasterassistance.gov is the online way. Is that better than calling, or what do you think?
Well, both are the same. But the thing is that if the person, it's very important for the person who suffered damage to have on hand the documents that we're going to discuss before call or before go online to register.
Sure. The official
documents.
The official FEMA app is also available for download at Google Play or the Apple App Store too. So.
Yes, there are many ways to register. Also, we have FEMA employees that speak different languages, English and Spanish lines. Also, if FEMA can handle translator, I don't know how to say that in English, an interpreter.
Sure.
If you speak other language other than English and Spanish, other language, we can manage that situation without any charge for the person who suffered damage. The important thing is to call FEMA, and don't let your friend or any other person tell you that you are not going to be, you're not going to receive assistance from FEMA. So nobody can say that you cannot. FEMA is the only agency that can tell you if you qualify or not, and we are waiting for that call.
Yeah, and as I emphasized earlier and have multiple times over the last few weeks, and hopefully we were able to hammer it home, even if you reported your losses to state, local authorities, and you said earlier to FEMA earlier as well, still register here, right?
Exactly. And another thing very important is that probably a family already reported their damages to FEMA. They didn't hear about FEMA. FEMA never responds. Please call us back and give us your registration number, and we're going to find what happened with that registration, with that request for assistance from FEMA. Probably the phone number that you provide to FEMA it was the wrong phone number. Okay, probably the address that you gave us, your mailing address, was wrong, and FEMA already sent you a letter about the status of your application.
Wow.
Just give us a call. We're waiting for that call, even if FEMA already denied your registration, FEMA sent you a determination letter saying that you are not qualified. Please read that letter completely, because in the letter we send you the reasons why you were not qualified to receive federal disaster assistance at that moment. Probably is that we need some documents that we already request from you, and you never send those documents to us. The insurance policy or the house, papers from the house, property, etc. And then we were waiting for that. If a person reads the letter, the first sentence that says you are not qualified for federal disaster assistance, and put that letter on the trash can, you will never know if by sending us more documents and prove the damages that you had, and send us receipts about the repairs that you did in your home, probably you're going to miss that assistance from FEMA. You never know. Call us. You have the right to appeal a FEMA determination letter.
Is there a certain number that you have to have in terms of losses? If I have $200, $300, $400, $500 in losses, do I still register, or am I not eligible? Yes,
you need to register. So FEMA is going to evaluate each case. You're going to receive assistance for the full damages of your home. It's not only assistance about damage from the home. You can receive assistance for example, if the person stay in a hotel for 2 weeks or 3 because their home was getting repairs, the family can receive assistance for temporary housing. If you present the receipts of those expenses. Also, if a person lost their clothing and household items, if a person need to storage all the things that were inside of the house, personal property in the storage temporarily, when they were repairing their home, those moving or storage expenses, they can receive a reimbursements for those expenses. There are more help that FEMA can give to the community if they qualify, but the person needs to call us and have a list on hand of all those expenses that were related to the disaster, to this situation, and they may be able to receive assistance from that. Even if they receive assistance to fix their car, the car that was damaged from the disaster, and their car insurance gave them some money, probably it was not enough money, the money that they were expecting. But FEMA may assist the person with part of the money for the repair the car, to buy another car because the car was completely damaged by the disaster. We need to know. If you don't qualify, that's fine, but the only way that you will know is by calling FEMA, 1-800-621-3362.
Again, that's 1-800-621-3362. I just had a listener ask me if this money is do they need to report it on their taxes when they get the federal disaster aid?
That's a wonderful question, and that is one of the reasons that many people didn't register with FEMA.
Oh.
The FEMA assistance does not affect in any way the taxes. It's not considered as an income. It's not an income. It's a disaster relief assistance from FEMA. So if you have any other question about that, you can call the IRS, but call the FEMA helpline, and we can tell you all the information about that. It's not considered an income. You can register with FEMA. You can receive assistance from FEMA. It's not an income, and it's not considered an income. It's not going to affect the taxes. Even if you receive money from FEMA, it's not going to affect your Social Security benefits, your Medicare, your food stamps, not other federal assistance that you are receiving or state assistance is going to be affected by the FEMA disaster relief assistance.
So I don't even get a special form when I file my taxes that I need to fill out anything like that. They just don't report it, period, because it's not income.
It's not an income. You may make a copy of that. Also, if you receive the money by check, you can have a copy of that check with you, just in case it's not going to affect your income. You can call the IRS to get the correct information, more information. But the correct information is what I'm telling you just right now. But if you want more information, you can call the IRS, because they have all the information about disaster assistance from FEMA.
Again, Carmen Rodriguez is with me. She's a media relations specialist for the Federal Emergency Management Agency. She actually is up here just temporarily from Florida to assist in handling this flooding event that we had in southeastern Minnesota. This is about the third time in the last 6 years that we've gone through this, Carmen, and each of them were supposedly 100-year floods, once in 100 years, and we've had 3 in the last 6 years.
Yes.
So we should be familiar with the procedures and everything, but not everybody is affected in every one of the storms. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I know. And exactly, because there can be 3 floods here in Minnesota, but the person who suffered damage in the first situation, they know about FEMA already, but the person who didn't suffer damage in the first one and suffer damage now, they need to know. They need to know that they need to call FEMA. They need to call us and report the damages. And don't listen to rumors from other persons. FEMA has the correct information. Give us a call and confirm if you are able to receive assistance or not.
Yep, the FEMA helpline, again, is toll-free. It's 1-800-621-3362. That's 1-800-621-3362. Well, Carmen, in this packet that you handed out, got a lot of terrific information in it. We appreciate it. You have a listing of information that people need when they apply to register for disaster assistance. And one of the items on here, as you know, is a bit concerning to me. That's the requirement that you provide bank account and routing numbers for direct deposit of funds. I'm not one that likes to give out my bank account numbers and stuff, but you say that's for the protection of us.
Exactly. One of the things that we need to have when you call the FEMA helpline or register online is your bank account and routing numbers for direct deposit funds. Because if you qualify for assistance, this assistance is going to be transferred directly to your bank account. If you don't feel safe by providing us your bank account and routing number, you need to provide us a correct mailing address where you can receive a FEMA check in a safe way. If you didn't give us the bank account and routing numbers, that's the way you're going to receive your check if you qualify by mail, and then you're going to be responsible for that check. Also, you need to have on hand your Social Security number, the address of the damaged home or apartment, a description of the damage, the information about insurance coverage, your insurance policy number, your telephone number, a correct one, and then a mailing address. That's very, very important. And the telephone number is very important because a FEMA inspector is going to call you back to arrange a visit to the damaged property. Even if you already repair your property, you need to give us that number and set an appointment with the inspector. That is the moment that you're going to give him the receipts of all the repairs that you already did to your home. It's very, very important that.
We had a great question phoned in from a listener here. They said once the frost thaws, of course this was in late September, the flooding had happened. So when the frost thaws this spring, if they have some damage, are they out of luck because the deadline is January 30th, or can they get in contact with FEMA again when the frost thaws in the spring?
Yeah, well, the damages that occur from September 21st to September 24, those floods and storms, those are the damages that are covered by FEMA in this event specifically.
Right, but they may not realize they've had damage once the frost comes out of the ground in the spring. I think that's what they're getting at.
Exactly, and that is Thank you very much for that question, too.
Yeah.
That is one of the reasons that we're searching those people who discover that their home was damaged when the winter storms come, the frost and everything, and they say, oh, my goodness, this part of my house was damaged. The plumbing system, the electric system, it was damaged by the storm. So call us and explain what happened, because we are aware about that. Call FEMA. You never know. You may be eligible for federal disaster assistance. It is related to the storm. Give us a call.
Yeah. So even after this deadline, if you discover damage, call FEMA, you're saying?
Well, after the deadline, you need to call FEMA again and ask the FEMA representative. But I don't know if they're going to put additional rules. What I suggest to the community is to check your home again. Check your home again one by one and see if some part of the house have been damaged. Even if it is a small damage, can be it can develop a bigger damage, to your home if something happens in the future. So give us a call on 1-800-621-3362 now. As I said, make another check to your home.
Well,
that's the better way.
This isn't just for homeowners, though, is it? I'm thinking, if you're an ag
homes
producer,
and businesses. It can be home or it can be businesses.
Yeah. So if a farmer, for example, had damage to tie line and didn't discover it till after the frost comes out, they can call you in the spring.
They can call. They can call us. The FEMA helpline is going to be open. They can call us and explain what happens. There is additional assistance for farmers, and in the FEMA helpline, they can get that information, the complete information about that.
Again, the phone number. I'm sorry, you go ahead, Carmen.
No. I was just going to say, just please call the FEMA helpline.
Which is, how's that for a segue? 1-800-621-3362. That's 1-800-621-3362 if you prefer to go online rather than calling. Again, that is disasterassistance.gov, G-O-V, disasterassistance.gov. Any specific information that we didn't cover here, Carmen, that you'd like to get the word out on?
Well, that if a person has problems in audition problems, we have a TTY phone number available. That is 1-800-462-7585. I repeat, for those who have limitations in the audition, it's TTY 1-800-462-7585, and then and this is a service available from FEMA too. Also in the disaster recovery centers, we have services and information in Braille, just in case somebody has vision problems and need to know read information about FEMA. They can go there and have assistance from one of our FEMA representatives in the two disaster recovery centers,
which are again in the North Bridge Mall in Albert Lee and in the Waseca,
Public Safety Center. Yes.
Waseca probably the hardest hit of our counties, so that makes sense that would be, one that's still open. So again, if you live in Blue Earth, Freeborn, Hennepin, Le Sueur, Rice, Steele, or Waseca counties, and you suffered any damage, any loss from the September storms and flooding, you could be eligible for assistance. You don't know if you're eligible. If you don't register, you must register to receive federal disaster aid. So bottom line, register. Right, Carmen?
Register for assistance and keeping always listening to radio stations like KDHL that are aware about the necessities of their community and put this information to help the people. Thank you very much again.
Wow, we're a FEMA friend here at KDHL. I like that. You have to put that out in some kind of a news release. KDHL is a FEMA friend.
FEMA friend, yes it is.
FEMA friend. Carmen, we only got a couple minutes on the show. You're from Florida. You're here in Minnesota in January. Boy, did you luck out, because we're getting some super mild weather right now.
Let me tell you, they called me on January 26th And I say, okay, why not? I was here before, about a couple of years ago, in another situation. It was in summer. It was beautiful. And I said, well, I saw Minnesota on summer. It was beautiful. And I would like to go in winter, too. So I said, yes, I'm going to be able to go there. And here I am.
Well, you lucked out because it could be brutally cold right now, and it's typical for January, and it's not. So maybe you brought the Florida warmth here to Minnesota.
Well, no, I got some warm clothes here in Minnesota. I went to the mall to buy some boots and all the things and gloves. But it's part of my job. I love it. I love my job. I love to help people, and thank you again. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Yeah. You don't know how many people you help with this opportunity that you provide to FEMA.
That's right. We appreciate your being with us today. Again, that toll-free number is 800-621-3362. Online, go to disasterassistance.gov, disasterassistance.gov. Carmen, I'm going to let you go. You have a super weekend, okay?
Yeah, you too. Have a great day.
And safe travels home.
Thank you.
Carmen Rodriguez, Media Relations Specialist from the Federal Emergency Management Agency, joining us this morning on AM Minnesota. Again, we cannot emphasize enough, even if you registered even if you contacted state, county, local authorities about your loss, if you have not registered with the Federal Emergency Management Agency, you won't get any aid from the feds. So you need to register, and the way to do that is either by calling that toll-free number 800-621-3362 or going online to disasterassistance.gov, G-O-V, disasterassistance.gov.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. The inauguration of Donald J. Trump is underway. Within the hour, he will be the 45th President of the United States. ABC's Aaron Katersky is there and joins us live.
The Capitol and the National Mall are filled with spectators, Sherry. The red apparent from all the Make America Great Again campaign caps. Members of the Senate have taken seats, including Bernie Sanders and Tim Kaine, who dreamed of walking out of the red archway under different